ask you about this. In an interview last week in Rolling Stone magazine, Donald Trump said the following about you, quote, "Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that? Can you imagine that, the face of our next president?" Mr. Trump later said he was talking about your persona, not your appearance. Please feel free to respond what you think about his persona.
You know, it's interesting to me. Mr. Trump said that he heard Mr. Bush very clearly and what Mr. Bush said. I think women all over this country heard very clearly what Mr. Trump said.
I think she's got a beautiful face, and I think she's a beautiful woman.
All right, on that note,
that I can tell you.
Ms. Fiorina, I want to give you a chance to respond.
Jeffrey Sonnenfeld is a well-known Clintonite and honestly had it out for me from the moment that I arrived at Hewlett-Packard. But honestly, Mr. Trump, I find it quite rich that you would talk about this. You know, there are a lot of us Americans who believe that we are going to have trouble someday paying back the interest on our debt, because politicians have run up mountains of debt using other people's money. That is, in fact, precisely the way you ran your casinos. You ran up mountains of debt as well as losses using other people's money, and you were forced to file for bankruptcy not once, not twice, 4 times, a record 4 times. Why should we trust you to manage the finances of this nation any differently than you manage the finances of your casinos?
Carly,
Mr. Trump,
I made over $10 billion. I had a casino company. Caesars just filed for bankruptcy. Chris will tell you, it's not Chris's fault either. But almost everybody in Atlantic City is either in trouble or filed for maybe I'll blame Chris.
Well,
but Atlantic City is a
also
disaster. Wait a minute, Carly. Wait. I'll let you speak. Atlantic City is a disaster, and I did great in Atlantic City. I knew when to get out. My timing was great, and I got a lot of credit for it. Many of the great business people that you know, and Carl Icahn's going to work with me on making great deals for this country, but whether it's Carl or so many others that we read about all the time, they have used the laws of the land, which are the best.
Thank you, Mr. Trump. Governor Christie's name has been invoked. I'd like to give him the 30-second opportunity.
Well, when we were last sharing this set, I don't know what that was, a couple of weeks ago, you said to me, Brooke, you know, so far I've made these 2 predictions when it comes to Donald Trump, and both times I've been wrong.
No, that's not true. I've made 3 predictions, and none of the 3 have been accurate.
None of the 3 have been accurate.
Correct. I'm 0 for 3.
But you did make a prediction, and if I'm remembering correctly, where you said there's no way this guy's going to be in the race come January.
Jesus,
would you care to walk that back?
I may have to walk it back a little, okay? There's no way he'll be the last individual standing for the GOP. That I still believe, but my timetable may make me 0 for 4 in this category thus far.
Not winning to quote Donald Trump.
Right. Well, look, a loser, Smirkanish, a loser. Let me just take the words right out of his mouth. I'll say this. When it turns, because it will turn, he will not stay on that stage and take a licking. There will be something grandiose that causes him to exit. He will not be like Rick Santorum in the last cycle, hanging in till the bitter end against Mitt Romney.
So something will happen and he'll say, deuces.
I don't know what that might be. I still say, you know, El Chapo has it in for his family, and therefore he's got to get out.
We'll see. We'll see about that one. Finally, Carly Fiorina. I mean, listen, this time last week we thought next on the stage it would be a Jeb v. Donald, and now you have, obviously, the Ben Carson, and then you have